No, I think Saylor, honestly, the fact that he managed to find this thing got included in NASDAQ, right? That should already have happened.
Yeah, incredible.
And it's probably going to be included in S&P 500. So every Tom, Dick, and Harry is going to be buying Bitcoin in their 401k and not even realize if that happened. Which, to be fair to Trung, talked about this several months ago on the podcast. Sounded like a ridiculous thing. That am I wrong in this? Is this happening?
No, there's going to be another wave of money. Well, it's guaranteed QQQ.
He can buy up until the end of the year, apparently.
Yeah.
But if that happens, that's a ridiculous thing, no?
It's ridiculous. I mean, everything at this point is ridiculous. We
it is pretty ridiculous.
3 weeks ago.
Yeah, to be fair, that should be the tagline of this show. Not investment advice. Everything is ridiculous because that's basically it. All right, welcome to another episode of No Investment Advice. You got Trung Phan, Jack Butcher, Bilal Zaidi. Boys, we got a lot to talk about today.
2025. But we recorded this 2 weeks ago, people.
Exactly. For people who are regular listeners, you know we had to pre-record this one. From next week, we're back to our regular schedule, but we got the goods for you today. We're going to be talking about 2024 Person of the Year, Company of the Year, CEO of the Year, Meme of the Year, something we changed our mind on. And then, second half of the show, we're going to be looking forward to 2025, talking a lot about AI, sneak peek, but just some of the things on our radar, essentially the next big thing of 2025, some ideas we're messing around with. So let's start off with Person of the Year. I mean, look, let's just say this Person of the Year, Company of the Year, CEO of the Year. Right, so who wants to nominate someone here? I mean, I think we all grinning.
Let me go first.
Yo, you go first, because
maybe we all say it on three.
Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3, Trump.
Sailor.
Yeah, I mean, so we were joking before this. There's a combination of Sailor, Elon Musk, Trump, because all jokes aside, I mean, they were all winning in their own ways.
Dude,
last
DJT
year.
is the person of the year, man. It's like Time Magazine.
I agree.
There's just no question. The
Trump
office of the presidency.
Well,
here's 100%. The thing. Whoever won the American election would have been person of the year, right?
That's true.
If Mitt Romney was running, he would have been person of the year. If Kamala won, she would have been person of the year. If Biden won, he would have been. Yeah. Wait, who?
I said that's Cope. He would have been person of the year anyway. Any way that result came out.
Because it's all about him, right? To Jack's point.
The master of media.
Yeah, the entire that's cool. The entire election, the Democratic Party, and Biden's legacy actually is. So Biden's legacy was, I defeated Trump, right, in 2020. Mm-hmm. And he built the 2024 campaign around, I'm going to stop Trump again. You're right. He's like, here, let me put it this way. Jack's right. There was Cope. Somebody respond to Jack's Cope allegation here. I was listening because, as you guys know, I like presidential history quite a bit. I listen to some random podcasts, but they made a great point. So Trump has won a Republican nomination 3 times in a row, and he actually won the popular vote this year. Which, if you look at the demographics of America, it's actually quite surprising. It's the first time the Republican won the popular vote since Bush in 2004. And remember, Bush 2004 was after 9/11, but before the Iraq War had gone bad, right?
Oh, that's a good point, yeah.
So he still had that vibe. Actually, no, the Iraq War was going bad enough that John Kerry was pretty close to winning. Having said that, Republicans won the popular vote. But I'm bringing all this up. I'm going to tie it together, people. I'm doing the weave. In honor of Trump, I'm doing the weave. So 3 Republican nominations. I think the last president, I don't even think Reagan got 3. He didn't really, because Biden, the last president to get this many nominations in a row for his party was FDR. So in that respect, Trump is the most consequential president over a time frame in 100 years, right? And clearly, after this term, J.D. Vance looks set up to be the mega inheritor. We're talking about 16 plus years about Trump, right? So we're going to talk about when this term's over, 2028. It's going to go into 2030s probably. 15 plus years for kind of like a vibe of a single individual in American politics is very significant. So that's my long way of saying Jack's correct. He would have been person of the year no matter what. I mean, the second he survived the
I
assassination
agree.
attempt, he
I
was
mean-
person of the year, man.
Right, as a reminder, we always joke about this on the Time. I know there's the meme of the Time Person of the Year, and like everyone's messing around with who it is, right? But like the Time Person of the
Hitler
Year
was person of the year.
Exactly.
Oh, Stalin. Yeah, every year.
But
it's
the
same
point
thing.
is like the person of the year isn't necessarily the person you like, is or done
No, it's
whatever.
who
It's like they won the
affected.
year. Like
Yeah.
he won the presidency. He survived, the shooting. He won
The
the popular
biggest
vote, like
Twitter
you said.
payout of the year.
yeah, the biggest Twitter payout. He got his equivalent of AdSense money on Twitter. That is incredible.
I wonder how that works. I wonder if those accounts do have it switched on. Like
that.
very
I mean,
fascinating.
probably do. I
We-
mean,
we
probably
need to do
goes
a
straight
bit
in
on
his
that.
pocket.
We need to do a bit on that because there's been
To the
some
campaign
controversy
trail.
around.
Wait, so are we
the-
all? We all agreed it's person of the
Unanimous.
year.
I think
Unanimous.
that's the correct answer. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's-
a little mention. I was going to say the
Elon.
Argentinian guy.
I mean,
Elon,
Musk.
yeah,
you
Elon.
also could do
Elon.
you could puppetry.
That's
there was
you could argue that he won bigger, to be honest.
yeah.
No, well,
I mean,
the
it was-
Elon-
what was that? The 20x trade on your life net worth, every company and idea you've ever had.
I mean,
Like,
actually, now you're saying it. Honestly, realistically, I think Trump's the correct answer, but Elon won massive. So
Well, Naval- I
like
think
by
Naval-
name, I think.
Jack,
well,
read Naval tweets. What's Naval been saying? I think Naval's been basically saying for the last 3 months is like, well, we've all been in agreement on this of the significance of Elon buying Twitter.
oh mate, we were on this. NIA was on this before the
Instantly.
deal happened, mate.
We
This
knew
is
the
changing the
Overton window
trajectory
of
of
mankind,
No doubt.
literally of humanity. Well, Jack, read the Naval quote. We've been on this. Listeners of NIA, yes. Is Trump fan particularly super pro Elon? Yes, of course. But we got some more neutral observers here in Jack and Bilal, and we've been talking about this for literally like 24 months straight, right? And if you've been listening to NIA, you should not have been shocked that Trump was elected. If you're only reading the New York Times, you literally had no idea what's going on. If you were on Threads, you didn't even know there was an election this year. You thought it was 2007 if you're using Threads.
still talking about buying versus renting on a house on
Still
on Threads.
storing your wealth in the US dollar.
We go, yeah.
In fiat.
Yeah.
We were gonna sneak
Not
peek. We were
investment
gonna do
advice.
biggest win, biggest loss, and maybe we're gonna skip that. But the biggest loss is gotta be the US dollar, surely.
It's true.
No, because
No,
what's
I mean-
happening is every other
No, I've been
currency is
messing around.
but
Or
you
fiat
bring
money.
a Bilal,
Fiat
you bring
money.
a fiat in general. But the
Maybe
US
not the
dollar,
dollar. Maybe
it's
not
the
the dollar.
best of the turds.
That's
Because
true.
all fiat is turds.
Best of the
But because you got to put your money in the best of the turds, right?
No, I agree. I'm still long US dollar as well. Don't worry about that. But yeah, all right. So I think that was the correct answer. I was going to say really quick shout out to the Argentinian
Javier
Malay.
Milei, yeah.
Big
Quite
one.
an
Just
interesting
vibes.
big one.
That's a vibes victory, right?
It's a bit
He's
of a
just
hipster
like,
pick. It's a bit
Yeah.
of a hipster pick. It's
no,
not
no, but I mean,
really
like
the
to
right
your
answer,
point
but-
though, he
Poli Sci.
no, Bilal,
But he's
hold
turned
on.
around. What is it, 120-year
It's
deficit or
incredible.
whatever, right?
No, what he's doing, Blood. I think the point that why I agree with you is that we're vibe. Listen, NIA is all vibes, zero facts.
Yeah.
Vibes wise, Javier caught the vibes of get rid of this DI shit. A foyer, right? Now,
yeah.
Rapper,
What was
you gotta
Jack
play the
doing
meme.
there? Come-
Yeah, Jack. For the
Pull the video
listeners,
up.
Jack was doing.
I thought you were literally
Somebody-
throwing
Somebody's
nuts
got to pull the
like
video
a
right now.
pistachio
Hold
nut
on.
behind you there.
Hold on. We gotta pull the video.
You talking about
Okay, I got one.
with
I
his
got
little
it. people. I got
chainsaw
it.
too?
Yeah, I got it, people. Hold on. I want to share screen.
Not sharing
listen,
the screen. Go on.
Listen, happy New Year's to the listeners. We're here for fun. You're probably hungover right now listening to
Dude,
this,
we're-
man.
Yeah,
Happy
we're
New
also
Year.
recording so far in advance. We don't even
Yeah.
know what's happened. There might have been some crazy
we
shit
don't-
that
man,
happened.
yo, exactly.
Almost
this is
certainly there will be.
This is December
Vivek on the
17th.
first day of
Bitcoin's
Department of-
probably
oh,
$1
yeah.
million right now, man. So literally, this is December 17th.
Yeah, for people that we're still recording this in December.
Actually,
so by
this
the
might
time
be
this is
meme
out-
of the year. Actually, was it? But this might have been last year though. Anyways, guys, I'm playing it now. It is point of view Elon and Vivek on the first day of Department of Government Efficiency, and it's a video of Javier Milei just ripping away the different departments. Because listen, do you really need a Ministry of Culture for the entire country? Get out of here, man. Anyways, here it is. A foyer. I don't even know what it means. What does that mean, Bilal?
I don't know. You're asking the wrong guy.
Ministry of Environment and Sustainable Development. All right, guys. All right, so hold on. Vibes. Okay, hold on.
What's this,
I like
Trunk?
this. No, sorry. No, hold on. Bilal,
fine.
the vibes pick. So just to summarize, me and Jack are Donald Trump as person of the year. I like Bilal.
No, I think Trump is the winner for sure.
No,
I was just
I
throwing
like
it in there for consideration.
Dude, be a contrarian. Own it, dude. Own it.
No, I don't like being contrarian for the sake. I like to be on it. Like, Trump won for sure. But I wanted to share some other examples that could have potentially won. But no, he definitely won for sure. Jack said Keir Starmer before this. But no, maybe, again, he won, but not necessarily person of the year. But he did win in the UK as well. But yeah, so that's person of the year. We're obviously saving CEO of the year for someone else. So that's more of a business pick versus person. Why don't we just do that next then? CEO.
Well, he's not
of
a
the
CEO.
Year.
He's not a CEO.
Oh, that's true. Okay, maybe that's a good point because we were going to say Saylor there, yeah, because he clearly.
Let's give him an honorable mention. Yeah, chairman of the year, financial engineer of the year.
Hold on, we got to shout out. Who is the CEO of MicroStrategy? I want you guys to find out right now. I'm not going to say it. I would like for one of you guys to tell me the CEO of MicroStrategy. Fong Lei, baby.
There we go. Representing. Add him to the Asian CEO list alongside my boy Satya and...
No, here, put it. Who's the CEO of the year?
I mean, it's got to be... all jokes aside, it probably is actually... We're going to say Saylor because it's NIA, but really... I mean, probably is Saylor actually, considering he's been the best performing stock
actually,
this year,
when did he leave? When did he give up the CEO seat?
Oh yeah, that's
Michael
true.
Saylor. So if he's allowed as a candidate, Michael Saylor,
that's
chairman.
a good point.
It's Elon, boys.
Yeah, that's the truth as well. Elon, because we said person of the year.
Or
he
it's
won
Linda Yaccarino.
CEO X, yes.
Yeah.
Shout out to Linda.
Consequentially.
No, actually, hold on. Wait, no.
He was so happy that he see him. Someone's got to take a still of that.
No,
Twitter.
I can't believe I'm in it. Jack's 100. Dude, Elon, let's just put it this way. Delaware struck his now pay package worth $100 billion. He's still on paper worth $400 billion.
Insane.
Bro.
Old dog said he won because also SpaceX raised that record valuation too, right?
Forget the valuation. It caught a fucking 500-foot skyscraper with chopsticks.
That definitely beats Saylor, to be honest. Saylor won in his own, philosophical way, but for actually doing shit in terms of like not just manipulating markets, which is nothing wrong with that, but he like catching the rocket. Obviously, he got the win with his boy Trump, which that kind of helps all his businesses too. Tesla's still been smashing it, and then we've got the SpaceX valuation. Honestly, is it Trunk now the number one private company in the world?
It's the number one private company in the world, $350 billion based.
Did it take over ByteDance, or was it already?
It's bigger than ByteDance.
Okay.
And I know we haven't talked about it much. Interestingly, by the time we release this, in 10 days we'll find out if ByteDance is TikTok's clapped. Because right now, on December 17th, it does not look like TikTok is going to survive, unless Trump. I think Trump's going to strike a deal.
Why?
And force it. So they went to the courts. TikTok tried to reverse the legislation that was to have a ban, and the court said no. We're like, the national security aspect of this bill overrides the free speech. On this. Yeah. So January, the day before inauguration, it has to be sold or it's going to get banned. So
Larry Ellison rubbing his hands, boys.
Big bags Ellison, right? Well, actually, Jack, you predicted. Here's a prediction: 2025 that Elon will end up owning.
Let
TikTok.
Elon get it. Oh, mate.
Yeah. Do you imagine that?
It's probably already done. That's actually a mental prediction.
Dude, well, December 17th. Guess who the CEO? Jack, guess who the CEO of TikTok is having dinner with in Mar-a-Lago? Guess. Yes.
I wonder.
Yeah, the ring kissing people has been out of control. Yeah. Dude, here, I don't want to get political here, but we're having fun, people. December 17th, we're recording this. Who is the president of the United States right now? Have you guys noticed anything with the media coverage?
DJT, isn't it?
Yeah, Donald Trump is basically he got 6 weeks of being president. For the listeners, Masayoshi-san just did a conference with him where we were joking about it. He said he's going to put 100 billion. The funniest thing ever, Trump's like, can you make it 200?
Trump asked him, make it 200. That was quite jokes.
But then the joke that people had too is like, Massa said he'd do 50 billion in 2016, and then a third of that went to WeWork. So let's not just like.
Well, I guess now what's going to be the WeWork of this cycle then? Maybe he just throws it into MicroStrategy.
Yeah.
And that's his way of pumping his own. I mean, that would be actually amazing. Wait a minute.
If Masayoshi-san
that would be incredible.
Dude, that's an amazing tweet. If Massa puts 100 billion into MicroStrategy.
Let's tweet it out right now and see. Let's see how that one does.
Let's get it going. Episode.
That is what. No, honestly, but if you just think from his point of view, game theory wise, that is going to set off a chain of events.
There is no second best. He market buys $200 billion of MicroStrategy.
No. Or Saylor does the at the market equity issuance, totally dilutes the shareholders, buys 100 bill of MicroStrategy, and then Saylor uses it to buy 100 billion of Bitcoin.
Imagine he just committed to buying 100 billion of stuff or investing, and then he just like, actually, I'm just going to buy 100 billion of Bitcoin. That would be the easiest play. He's like, I can just go relax.
Frankly, if he had taken the Vision Fund and put 100 billion to Bitcoin, that thing would be worth $1 trillion right now.
He'd be doing all right.
FYI. Well, what's funny? Well, let's close this off because we're getting off topic here. But anyway, guys, it's the beginning of 2025. Who gives a shit? But the origin story of the first Vision Fund was Masayoshi-san went to MBS, the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, says, if you give me 100 billion, I'll give you $1 trillion in 10 years. Greatest pitch ever. Okay, pause. So we're all in agreement on CEO of the year. I'm pretty sure we did not say Elon last year. We might have said it 2022 when he.
I do want to ask though. We may have, but I will say, are we having hindsight? Not hindsight. Recency bias here, because I'm saying because throughout the year, let's just talk about there was Sam Altman. Did that happen this year where he got thrown out and came back in? Was that this year?
Last
Thanksgiving. Okay.
Man, that's crazy. That feels like it was 3 months ago.
I know. Then we got Microsoft. We talked about Satya Nadella. I don't think
not as good
wins
of a year
that right now versus last year. Google, we just spoke about. I don't think he trumps it here, but was finishing off on a high.
Yeah.
Jensen has again year over year, 2 years in a row, been smashing it. Are there any others that we're missing
I am
here?
I'm on top performing stocks of 20.
Wasn't it MicroStrategy? I thought it was.
No, you'll have some fucking total shitbag.
No, but I mean like of a certain scale.
Over a bill, right? Yeah,
it was more than Nvidia. No, it was up more than Nvidia this year.
5x. It outperformed Nvidia.
You could argue he won.
Zuck.
Ooh, that's a good shout actually.
Actually, here, let me throw something out there.
Amazon's been smashing a little dark horse, man.
Zuckerberg's an interesting one. He's like sort of perpetually, weirdly, like underestimated or out of the use, but just like churning out absolute world.
When he started doing jiu-jitsu, I just bought more stock. I was like, I just got to keep buying.
That PR thing has been an interesting story too, isn't it?
Gold chain vibe.
I'm gonna throw an interesting one out there for you guys. Michael Dell. They turned. We've talked about it briefly, but you guys remember he took Dell private, and he was worth $5 billion at the time. I think it was 2013. 11 years later, he's worth $100 billion because he took it private, did a ton of financial engineering, owned Dell entirely, and now they're part of this AI wave. They're building data centers, and he himself is worth $100 billion. And Dell Technologies is now how much is Dell? Dell Technologies market cap. Dell Technologies market cap. Dell is an $83 billion company. He owns half of it.
Matt, when Google Hangouts first came out, I know we talked about it in the last episode or 2 episodes ago, that there were only a few people using it. I remember chatting to him for like 3 hours once.
Michael Dell?
Yeah, he was just on Hangouts and people could join, and you could only have maybe 20 people at a time. So literally for 2 hours, 3 hours, he was just chilling.
hanging out with Michael Dell?
Yeah, just chatting mad. He was super cool. He's nice
your
guy.
CEO of the year. What did you guys talk about?
I honestly, it was a long time ago. But I'm just saying, that's the sort of guy. He had some random kid in his house. Wait, that sounds off. Wait a minute. Let me tell you. His actual kid was in the house, coming on the screen as well, talking with us as well.
Bro, hold on.
Go on.
Elon's worth $474 billion right now.
I mean, it'd be interesting to see, because by the time this goes live, it's beginning of January. So
Yeah.
It's
the like
kicked off.
Did we talk about this before? The run up to the election is like hopium steroids, basically. It's like before anything can actually change, and the expectation is just like,
oh yeah, it always happens,
policy.
Right? It's like,
yeah.
We guys remember 2016, right? Markets ripped before inauguration, dude. This is insane. Tesla is worth $1.5 trillion. The stock is up 60% since the election. No, it's just
67,
ripping.
yeah.
Unbelievable.
That's pretty wild.
Man.
Since the election on it, isn't that like a month and a half, or what? Where is it?
Yeah, it was so fast now. Yeah, it's December 5th. Yeah, it's a month and a half.
The TikTok thing is an incredible shout. Like, that's actually interesting. Would that be...
You know what? That's prediction of the year. TikTok is going to be owned by X.
That's crazy. I mean, because it's worth so much more, though, no? So it's like a smaller company buying the rights to a small...
Bilal, it's an impaired asset.
Yeah.
It's a national security issue.
It's not worth a lot if it's not operating in the United States. Yeah, it's impaired asset.
Yeah, when you get those brokerage accounts, when you see it and you're like it's down bad.
Let me throw something out there, because we're gonna get interesting around these parts. Okay, so do we say company of the year? Okay, here, let's mix it up. Company of the year. So CEO of the year agrees Elon for many reasons. Mostly because he stayed winning.
I'll say MicroStrategy for company of the year. I feel that's an honorable mention.
I think, you know what, we've already went through the risks of MicroStrategy strategy. Listen to the episode, people, it was like a month ago, maybe 5 weeks ago at this point. I'm going to throw this out here as a company of the year. And this is not a moral observation. This is an amoral observation. Temu was the #1 most downloaded app in 2024.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I've never used it. I don't think what it's doing is particularly good, just like aesthetically, or like I don't think people should be buying like
I just went
10
on
shirts
there.
a week. Yeah, like I don't think that's a good thing necessarily. But if we're talking about company of the year, yeah, we've got to mix it up here. I can't just say, oh, it's Tesla and SpaceX, right? Like, yeah, it's gonna be boring. I mix it up. Temu is an early one for me, and I'm gonna say Temu just out of interest, general interest. You guys go.
On that, actually, so go on, Jack. Have you got one?
No, just complimenting I was complimenting that one from.
I would say actually an interesting take is because even though TikTok may get shut down, if it still lands in an okay place, you could argue. Have you guys seen this TikTok shop? The numbers of TikTok shop, by the way. Have you been following that?
Anecdotally, I've heard people that are just crushing on
the 8th largest retailer in the US already.
TikTok shop?
Yeah, have you seen it? So all of the platforms. I've got a few slides on my phone screenshotted here, but I'd have to look it up. But the growth on TikTok shop is ridiculous. It's essentially, if you think of affiliate-based videos, so people like going viral, sharing videos, also live videos. So think of like QVC, live shopping that was going on.
It's massive in China. It's
massive in China already, right? But this is already happening here. So if you go on TikTok long enough, you're either going to see the live stream where someone's essentially selling stuff, and then you click one click and it's bought. That's one. Or the affiliate style where someone's making a video about it, and it's all integrated within the app. Really, I mean, it's a massive opportunity. It's already growing like crazy. So it's not like this thing no one's ever heard of. But I think there's a lot of upside on that. That actually maybe we'll come to 2025 next big thing. Maybe we'll talk about that more there. All right. So do we all agree? So we've got company of the year. I'm still saying MicroStrategy just because of the insane arbitrage, though we don't know how it ended up finishing. Jack's answer is X. Is that right?
That's right, boys.
I think you did say that last
year. I hate to be repetitive, but world changing, if it wasn't for X, we wouldn't be talking about MicroStrategy.
That's a good point, actually. And also the election, the impact on the election. That's
crazy, man. It's absolutely nuts that there's like the whole award table is being filled by the same 2 or 3 people this year. It's absolutely insane.
It seems like they might be good at what they do. Yeah.
On the direction of
humanity. Literally.
Incredible. X is so what a crazy story, man. That's like.
Also, because of Grok and XAI, right? Like that actual valuation already is actually looking very good.
We called on the pod.
Well, actually, so inside baseball for listeners, we were gonna do what was your favorite episode of NIA, but that was only really relevant when we had guests. We obviously didn't do very many guests. I don't think we did any guests this year. But I was gonna say, Jack, that episode. I was gonna say earlier this year when was it this year?
We had Zaid. I remember we had Zaid.
Yeah, we had Zaid. Yeah. Okay, so
maybe we had a couple, but you're right. I think for us, I'd have to think what we did. We did so many, so
dude, Zaid might have been last year, man. Like for all I know, but
I think it was this, but you're right. Yeah.
Shout out to Zaid, friend of the pod, Zaid Admani, great daily podcast too. So to Jack's point, when we did the rebrand, Twitter X rebrand, I was like, oh man, Jack, I think this is a bad rebrand. Like Twitter had so much, it had some baggage, but mind share. Jack's like trunk. You're missing the forest for the trees here, buddy. If you want to shoehorn other businesses into a brand, it can't be Twitter anymore. You need a new umbrella.
If you want to get $100 billion capital injection from Mayosi San, you say, hey, how about the Everything app? That is the WeWork of 2025.
Well, they're going to do email and stuff now too, aren't they?
What's fascinating is like the consequences of that degree of collaboration between government and private sector are yet to be seen, right, boys? Like that.
Wait, say it again.
I'm saying the evident in Elon's net worth in the last 60 days or however long it's been now, not even, right? 30 days.
Yeah.
Is how you can tie the way policy will change or not change or be abolished to advance American commerce in some way, shape, or form, and then the degree of ownership over this stuff. Like, where are you going to invest money in the States? Where do you put $100 billion? Has to go into these like industries that have like opportunity for just ridiculous growth, space and travel, transport,
do you
energy.
Give that money to?
Right. It's already been done, I would imagine. Like, we're going to put it in America.
It over.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on, Jack. Hold on.
Check's already written.
Check's already written. Whom do you give 100? This is
return
actually
on who is the best allocator of capital in the last how long? 200 years?
Who can put up a $10 billion data center in 3 months in Memphis? Right? Whom can do that?
And what, you got your MBS? You need to pay back MBS?
Yeah.
Who do you entrust with your obligation?
Trust me, you definitely want to give MBS a return on his capital.
So yeah, I think these deals have been made. I think we've got TikTok, we've got.
So what's the final answer here, though, that we should all agree on?
CEO of the year.
We said Elon for CEO.
Elon, yeah.
Person
Company
was
of the
Trump.
year.
Company
You know what? I can't say Timo. I hate it so much, man.
No, honestly, the fact that he managed to find this thing got included in NASDAQ, right? That should already have happened.
Yeah, incredible.
Monday,
and it's probably going to be included in S&P 500. So every Tom, Dick, and Harry is going to be buying
levered Bitcoin
in their 401k, not even realize if that happened. Which, to be fair to Trung, talked about this several months ago on the podcast. Sounded like a ridiculous thing. Am I wrong in this? Is this happening?
No, there's going to be another wave of money. Well, it's guaranteed QQQ.
He can buy up until the end of the year, apparently.
Yeah.
But if that happens, that's a ridiculous thing, no?
It's ridiculous. Everything at this point is ridiculous.
It is pretty ridiculous.
3 weeks ago.
Yeah, to be fair, that should be the tagline of this show.
Everything's
investment
ridiculous.
Advice. Everything is ridiculous because
hold on.
Basically it.
I'm changing my thing. I'm saying it's Nvidia. Even though what's crazy at the time of this recording, Nvidia is only up 3% in the past month. So. I
love how the measuring stick is the last month only. Yeah. It's like not even the whole year.
Year to date, I think it's up 2 dozen. But anyways, okay, I'm saying Nvidia. Jack said X, just for life. Society. Bilal, what was your answer?
I'm saying MicroStrategy just to stick with it. I'm not even a full-on
we have to give a shout out to Bitcoin. But we have to give a shout out to Bitcoin somehow,
yeah,
right?
and the fact that it's up that much, even if it crashes, even if it's a Ponzi, though, we all saw the video on. Did you guys watch the video?
Tell us, what is it?
I should probably pull up, but essentially,
tell us what it is.
He was asked is MicroStrategy just a Ponzi? What did he say? Do you remember?
He said this. Of course, he breaks out the Manhattan analogy. He goes, is Manhattan a Ponzi scheme? They're still building buildings in Manhattan. The buildings are getting higher and higher.
Because that's why they're so tall where you live. Something like that.
It's like,
essentially he's saying, well, when you build a bigger building, you take out money from that and you build more. That's what he was comparing it to.
Yeah.
And like I said,
because of the debt.
I'm not necessarily just saying this isn't going to drop in the future, but what he's done this year is very notable. And so go for it, Jack.
Again, and the last part of that quote, he says, it's an economy, which is a very powerful reframe, right? It was like, this is the
free market in action,
which people, transact in new and interesting ways.
Well, Jack, what do they say in margin call? What is the famous line?
We're selling to willing buyers at fair market price.
Did I tell you? I watched this again a few weeks ago. I just rewatched it. It is so good. That film is so good. That English guy that comes in is just such a great character.
Jeremy Irons.
Yeah.
The bad guy in Die Hard with a Vengeance, the third one. Brothers with Hans Gruber in the storylines.
There we go. Boys, I know for time, we might have to get moving. So have we got a meme of the year? I'll let you guys tee up. If there
I'm saying if Rafa can just put it up, for me, meme year is very obvious. It's Tua.
Oh, yeah, Hawk Tua.
It's the Tua girl.
That's true.
Well, our friend of the pod, actually, Know Your Meme, the best meme website that gives you the etymology of every meme. They said Hawk Tua girl was the third best meme of the year. Number one was the you guys know the dog with the hands in the pocket, like just a chill dog.
Chill guy.
Chill guy. Yeah.
They said that was meme of the year. Chill guy.
Well, that was another massive. That was another $1 billion meme coin.
That's a good point. Actually, chill guy might be meme of the yeah. That was a whole. And then the artist was saying he was complaining that they didn't ask him or something like that.
You guys talked to the chill guy stuff because I know nothing about it. I knew that it got some
Jack. I mean, this is probably closer to your world. I mean.
But let me talk through Hawk Tua quickly, and then before Jack jumps in. Jack, you mind the Hawk Tua?
Yeah, please enlighten us.
Yeah. No, it's not enlightening. I just want to tell you what Hawk Tua. I want your guys'
please
opinion on Hawk Tua.
Us. It's ridiculous. Sorry, go on. Your face when you said that.
I wanted your guys' opinion on Hawk Tua as a meme. Do you think that it was this is what I'm curious about because I don't know anything about the chill guy. Nothing. So you guys seem to suggest that you might agree with Know Your Meme. So tell me, I'm asking you to enlighten me. Is it Hawk Tua or is it Chill Guy?
Hawk Tua for me was bigger in my feed, but it seemed to be that Chill Guy was everywhere. Like I was in the park and I can hear people talking about it.
What?
Yeah. I mean, they were Gen Z talking to each other.
Mate,
she was like, I'm just a chill guy.
Chill Guy has adaptability beyond the fellatio pun, you know?
I love Jack.
That's so good. Because you're right. You say I'm a chill guy more than you're gonna say Hawk Tua.
Right. You can put it in any situation, and that has shock value, and it did go off for months and months. But this is as an observer, this has been like the crypto side of it picked it up in the context of the meme coin thing, but it's everywhere apparently. And I'm not a TikTok consumer, but it's all over the place, being remixed and put into all these different contexts,
Okay. Well,
in a different way than the Haley Welsh stuff.
Well, there's the answer to why.
And there's another crypto tragedy in there too. You've heard about that? That meme coin launch of hers?
What? Her meme coin?
It wasn't a rug.
She launched one. It went terribly, and she's been offline for the last 12 days.
Has she done a pod since, Ashley?
Because I saw the live, I heard the live where someone was asking a very specific question, and then she was just like, "I'm going to sleep." That was so funny.
Yeah, it was just terrible. Like, I don't think necessarily malicious on her part. And again, I know nothing about it.
She must have been bombarded by absolute ridiculous amounts of messages.
You're right, guys.
Agreed to do something silly. Yeah.
She hasn't had a new podcast since. So actually, dude, she had Wiz Khalifa a month ago.
And to be honest, like I don't know much about the rug, but when Hawk Tua happened, we did a pod on it. I remember Trung. One of the reasons it worked so well was she was very likable and seemed like America's sweetheart, right? She did seem like a nice person. I'm not trying to.
Do you think she's bodied? Do you think?
No, I don't know, but I mean,
I'm asking you guys.
The game.
It might be hard to come back from that. Yeah.
Okay. Hold on a second here. This is why this is NIA people. Hawk Tua The joke was that she was speed running capitalism, right? She does the Hawk Tuah thing. She's like,
I'm running capitalism. Oh my God, that's so good.
Perfectly true. Yeah.
It's true.
It is,
Really
right?
encapsulates it.
She's like, I'm going to take these 15 minutes, 15 seconds.
And I'm going to leverage
seconds.
them. I'm going to borrow against.
I'm going to borrow against my future earnings. But hold on. So she does the following: launches the podcast on Jake Paul's Better advertising Better network, Jake Paul's gambling app. Okay, this thing is putting up numbers. Okay, it was at one point a top 5 show after Rogan and Tucker.
That's unbelievable.
That's mad.
Unbelievable.
Respect.
So, dude, I mean, we know
good for her, man. Honestly, I know people have been hating on her. I'm like, good for you. She sees the moment.
So she goes for it, right?
Except the rug. I'm not a big fan.
Yeah, except, well, this is what I'm talking about, the arc. So she's going through this arc. And funny thing is, when the meme of the year, so I still believe she's meme of the year and everything. She encapsulates what it means to be a meme, right? It's like trying to monetize it. And like, I mean, the purest way to monetize is what happened, to do a coin of yourself, right? It's the purest expression of a monetization in the meme economy. There is no value here other than the fact that I'm Hawk Tuah. You know the meme. You know other people know this meme. Buy this coin. But this is my question to you guys. She should not have done the coin, right? Like, she should have just done Jack said. She should have just slow rid all the attention she had. Dude, she's getting 500,000 views a podcast episode.
It's a terrible mistake. It's an unbelievable mistake. Yeah.
Talk it through, Jack. What should you have done?
I mean, go nowhere near that. I think the weird thing was, she was kind of, whoever was advising her, or whoever she was involved with, she was showing up at these crypto events and tweeting about crypto like tangentially for the last 3 or 4 months. And
like Scottie Pippen vibes.
Scottie Pippen.
Exactly.
When he met Satoshi in 1992. Sorry, that was
Wait,
so
hold
good.
on. I gotta pause this.
Yeah, that was Jack, do that again, because in case we missed it, that was Sailor looking at it.
No, hold on. Did you guys listen to somebody ask Sailor about that? He gave the most diplomatic answer. He goes, "I like Scottie a lot," and he's like, "I don't want to talk about Satoshi. I think everybody interprets Satoshi's story differently, and if that's how Scottie wants to view it, that's fine. I think all that matters, it doesn't matter who Satoshi is if we saw him. What matters is what Satoshi gave us." And then it was like the perfect political answer. But okay, so Jack and Bilal, talk through the mistake that Haley Welch Hawk Tuah made.
Well,
Jack,
when I get to that, she's showing up at all these things, tweeting about crypto, and this is kind of like the arc that everybody can see coming in crypto culture, right? It's like, you had nothing to do with this. You had no clue what it was. You obviously have no appreciation for the like underlying philosophy here. You haven't participated at all. And then all of a sudden it's like tweeting these memes that somebody's obviously working to produce. And it happened, I don't know, 100 times. Remember like the Solana, I think we talked a little bit about it. It was like the heat of that Solana celebrity rug season, basically, where people would come up, tweet one contract address, and then delete the tweet and never to be seen again talking about this stuff. But she like seemingly fully adopted it and was talking about it for months and months, and then launches this thing. I do not know the specifics of it, but the way it was launched was incredibly poorly designed, if not fraudulent market manipulation, people like distributing to the insiders and then dumping on everybody at the open. And she has no, I would strongly guess that she does not have anything to do with the mechanics of this, right? It's like someone said, "Oh, we'll pay you
just
this.
The face. Yeah,
you use your likeness, blah, blah, blah." She had no idea what's going on. And then all of a sudden you have 30, 40, 50,000 people that have instantly nuked money speculating on this thing that you put out into the world. And yeah, completely insane. Like before that, like you said, you probably gotten past that like activation energy at that point, right? It's like when you've gotten a couple of huge guests and like she appeared on some big shows and had her own show, It's like you could have ridden that for decades.
It's kind of like if you think of like Kim Kardashian in a very different way, was known for a sex tape with Ray J. I know it's a very different era.
No,
but like now I don't even think
different.
about that, honestly. I think of a Kardashian show.
So cleverly done,
And she's like basically a billionaire, I think, right? So there was, in a very different context, a moment of fame could have kept riding it out if
Wait,
she...
Jack, you, Bilal, can you guys comment on something Jack said? Because I think listeners like to hear some inside baseball from your guys' profession. Explain this activation energy, because in obviously marketing and advertising, activations are a thing. Can you explain what this means for the listeners? Because I think this is relevant.
Well, I was trying to allude to the fact that you can reach a point of saturation where your opportunities are locked in at a certain level, you know? Like in the UK, there's this like nightclub appearance circuit. You know what I'm talking about, Bilal?
Yeah.
Where it's like, this is at a different tier of celebrity.
You're like DJ Luck and MC Neat, though.
Exactly, mate. What's the guy from Extras? Barry from EastEnders.
Barry, yeah, okay. Barry from EastEnders. But I know you're saying there's like a certain level of fame. There's a level
of fame where you're going to get recognized by 3 generations of people until you're dead.
Joey Essex might be in that as well.
You can monetize in a tasteful or distasteful way for as long as you need to. If you play it really well, and if you have something about you and you like can hold a conversation with a celebrity for 2 hours and people listen to it, that's an incredible accomplishment and an incredible like realization. And like you've put yourself in a situation where by divine intervention would not have happened any other way. And then to throw that away, even if it was worth, even if you're getting paid $10 million, it's not worth it. And you're getting shit advice. Like there's
I doubt she got that, honestly.
100% she didn't get that. I doubt she probably didn't even get anything, because there was probably an agreement in place where, I don't know, the guys that put this together, how like complicit or designed this was, I don't know, but it was definitely poorly executed. And I would guess that she didn't make anything if she made a very small amount.
If she went to Jack Butcher and said, I want to do a coin, other than the fact you said, don't do this. If you had to do it, she's just like, what would you have done? Well, how would you do? What would you have been like? You should only give yourself 5% of this pool. Just make it not about you.
Make nothing. Yeah. Like that.
Make nothing. Yeah.
But these things are like, I think she got manipulated into supposedly like rewarding people that were supporting her, right? That's the language people use. It's like, oh, the people who have been big fans of you can quote unquote bet on your success and be part of the community and the move. And there's no, like you said, no intrinsic value to the thing. It's a straight up like financial instrument as a proxy for your fame that is going to be completely like the value is going to be completely extracted by sophisticated actors, and you have no idea what's going on. You don't know the mechanics of it. You can't justify why you did it. Just dumb. Like there's no justification for it. It's like Germany selling Bitcoin levels of idiocy. You do not need to do this. And I don't know how you got convinced, because I would imagine even comparatively, maybe the pitch is this, like if, you are the most famous person in America, if you own X% of this, then the value could reach that of a fart coin or similar. That would mean your equivalent ownership is worth this.
It reached 500 million at its peak.
And it was alive for about 30 minutes or something. It's like,
it's down underneath 50 now.
Totally unbelievable. And maybe there's a redemption arc in here. There may be.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know. I hope she's doing all right.
I'm commenting on how stupid it was to do it, but for her sake, I don't think
people make mistakes.
She went out
that's
maliciously to make this happen.
Move, but just 2 quick things. Jake Paul, you said it was on Jake Paul's network, no? That she's got the podcast. Is that what you said, Trunk?
That's what Trunk said.
Yeah, and like didn't Logan Paul and didn't they have some crazy crypto coin controversy too? Like I'm not saying that it was their fault either, but I'm just saying they should be, if they're working together in some capacity, there should be some, like a little bit of conversation
mentorship
there potentially. Real quick, my answer to this is Hawk Tour still, and I've got the data to prove it here, boys. Here we go. A little Google Trends, a little keyword analysis. So this is Hawk Tour. Look at the difference between Chill Guy. I know this is only one keyword, but still, look at the amount of interest, Trung. The Hawk Tour meme versus chill guy, and then
dude. So Hawk Tua is
and look at the last
dude.
Now in the last 30 days, even like there was a little bit more from the chill guy. Can you guys see this new tab I've just opened too, or?
Oh, what's this? A little Bilal dashboard.
Yeah.
Here.
So just real quick, look how many people searched. 4.8 million searches for Hawk Tua girl.
When? That's cumulative.
I think this is for the year. I'd have to check. This is a little inside baseball here, boys. There we go. I think it's the year. I'd have to mess around, but chill guy nowhere near this amount. Like chill guy memes, 110. Like, you know, if you were doing this properly, you're going to get a basket of keywords and you're going to compare them properly. But just as an example, I mean, Hawk Tua girl,
orders of magnitude
4.8 million
bigger.
people.
Okay, so let's put this let's just put this.
Can I say one other thing?
Yes, of course.
Go on, Jack.
I was going to say she's an interesting parallel to like the culture vibe shift too. She kind of caught that wave, you know, the Americana,
Southerner,
conservative swing, that
middle America vibes.
Facts.
So I wanted to point something out is, I'm going to show you guys something which is so insane. This is how crazy. I remember this at the time. So the last thing I'll point out is this. Look at the Google trends for Trump shooting and Hawk Tua. This is how big this meme was. Look at that.
That's mad.
Dude, Hawk Tua is in blue. So for the listeners,
that's
Google search. It's a meme of the year. Also, as we discussed, cautionary tale of the year. So, well, the thing I'll add is like, to the original point that we had at the beginning, guys, is like, you had this fame trying to monetize it. You know, she apparently is doing a line of sauces, which is hilarious. And then she has a dating app called Pookie Tools. Pookie's her boyfriend. AI-powered dating tools. But yeah, meme coin, unnecessary.
Did you say fast tracking capitalism? Is that because that even includes the speed running and the rise and fall if there's jail? I mean, honestly, I hope she don't go to jail. I hope she didn't do anything too crazy.
No, I don't think she'll go to jail for this, man.
But I'm just saying, like, that is literally the arc in a few months. For a quick time check, have you guys got 10 minutes to talk about his last 2025 stuff?
Yeah. What were the other categories?
The last one was something you change your mind on, and then we were going to do next big thing 2025, a couple of things. Are you guys all right for 10-15 minutes or?
Yeah, of course.
All right,
well,
cool.
I think we've already kind of thrown predictions for 2025 here.
I'll just add a couple in there, but let's just do. So we agree, meme of the year is Hawk Tua. Do you want to do something change your mind, or should we just do anything that we're looking for? We can do a quicker version of it of things we're looking at going forward for the year. Anything we're interested in. I have a couple, but you guys.
Yeah,
share with
me. If you have a couple, let's do that. Let's wrap it up with this forward-looking stuff. 2025. Other than TikTok, I think it's a low probability they'll end up bundled with X. But if we had to make a prediction, I make that. Yeah. But Bilal, you got a list?
Mine is more just like interesting. I mean, we've obviously all been following AI stuff. Jack had a great question, which I'd love your answer on as well in a minute, Trung, which is how we're all using AI, like in practical terms. But the two areas, one is interactive podcasts. I don't know if you guys have seen this. There was Notebook LM. I do think someone's going to find a way to make this an interesting, if you just think of like media being like this flat 2D thing, like it's a one-way relationship, which is amazing. You listen to a podcast, you watch a video, but there is like, I literally spent half an hour last night speaking to one of the voice AI things.
Well, you've been playing around with it.
Yeah, I don't actually normally do that, but I was testing it out, and I was honestly asking about like so boring, like call options and all this random stuff, right? So it was boring, but it's stuff I don't actually know much about, and it was super helpful, especially for someone like me. And because one, I'm like a massive audio learner, and two, it's conversational. So for me, it's like when I look back at when I learned the most, one is from podcasts like this, two is listening to conversational podcasts, and three, at university or school, it was someone lecturing me. It just didn't stick. Whereas when I could ask questions and I'm going back and forth and I'm like, wait a minute, well, what? Give me an example here. Give me 3 more examples. Or what about in this scenario? And with the AI, I could do that. And so there are things already right now. And I'll be interested to speak to anyone who's working on something like this. But let's just say Huberman Lab, right? Or ignoring all the funny memes about him making that mistake. If I'm like, I need a supplement for vitamin D, Like I normally am going to go to someone like him or Peter Attia and look
vitamin D for the non-British people. That's vitamin.
Yeah, vitamin D. Yeah, so whatever it is. So I'm going to be like Googling it and searching. Now you can go to podcasts and search. There's something called Dexa AI, which they've now integrated in his own website, I think. And they basically take all of his feeds and you can ask the AI, what does Huberman say about these supplements? Very helpful. But the truth is, I'm pretty sure someone at some point is going to create a two-way podcast where you can say, hey, Huberman, you just mentioned this thing. Can I actually ask you? And you're going to get a response back. And you're going to know it's generated by AI. There's going to be a disclaimer that this is generated by AI. It could be hallucinating. But man, could you imagine like having that interactive discussion to learn?
I'm taking the other side of this trade.
Gone. Yeah. I think it's also a ridiculous idea.
Well, we're laughing. This is Tony, but I'll tell you what the counterpoint.
Yeah.
And you guys tell me what you think. You remember how everyone was doing, like Huberman's perfect point. People were doing Huberman bots, taking transcripts of everything's ever written. And it's like, here, you can query this website. Has anyone ever queried any of those websites after more than 5 minutes? It's just... I don't know.
I use them, but I'm probably not a normal person. But like,
I'm not the market then, clearly, right? But so I'm wondering.
No, I'd say more general research. You would say, because another trend you guys talk about is curation, right? And trusted sources. That's kind of another. So if you're looking at, there's lots of information on the internet. With AI, there's unlimited information on the internet. So what's the scarce resource? It's trusted people that you know have actually done the research. There's some credentials if you care about that for some people. And so I'm not saying it's going to literally be, oh, I'm going to just trust that particular source, but I would personally search that and it would show me. He actually mentioned this in a real podcast. This comes back to like Jack's proof stuff we talk about on the blockchain vibe. Like that is an interesting overlap here as well. Like I don't want to just have an AI version, whether it's text or voice, telling me something that he said. I want to actually see, did he actually say this? Because I do trust his recommendation as one source for me personally. I'm then going to probably triangulate it with several people. But in a world of unlimited information, what's the scarce resource? Is trusted, verified information. So anyway, that was a random idea, but just the idea of two-way interactive learning or podcasts. The other example of this is I had the people on the pod a few years ago. Anna, what's it? Synthesis. Have you seen Synthesis
the
Tutor?
School, right?
Yeah, so they changed it from having like actual tutors to like an AI tutor, and apparently I haven't used it, but apparently I've seen some.
It's all AI now.
It's all AI, and it seems to be pretty interesting idea. But so anyway, there's that. The second one I had was AI agents, which obviously everyone's been talking about for a long time. But I do think there's something. I think we're going to see a lot more of these verticalized AI agents.
The agentic age. I agree with you. I think we're going to see a lot. Okay, between those two, I think for 2025, I'd say you know, 2025 is going to be mad agentic. I mean, actually, Sundar Pichai. That's the framing they want to do.
Friend of the pod.
Yeah, friend of the pod, former colleague. Former colleague. I'll go with that, actually. So actually, my wait for Jack. Jack, what is your kind of big picture thing for 2025? It sounds like Bilal's brought up some great points around AI. Interactive, more agentic AI, the next phase of AI, UXs, UIs. Jack.
Yeah, man, I think the same. I think the AI crypto stuff, I'm like probably, 0.1% proximity to this stuff, and I'm still not spending enough time understanding it.
Yeah.
And there's been some really interesting stuff happening in the last few weeks around like these things transacting with one another. And I'll try and do something on this in the new year, but there's like AI agents that are now collecting digital art. So they're like assessing and like looking at networks and how art is moving around these networks and like evaluating it from a like art historic and compositional perspective. And just like it just sounds ridiculous to say it out loud, but there's some crazy implications of these agents being able to receive and manage and transact with either one another, or there's like this funny thing in crypto is like the crypto specifically, I should say, is like looking for adoption, right? It's like, who's going to be the next person to use this product? Who's going to be who's going to be like the next subset of society that can benefit from this or partake in it? And this is like basically the perfect VC narrative is, and people have been talking, David Sachs was tweeting about this 8 years ago or something. It's like, oh, the robots are going to buy this stuff. And that, I think that narrative for developers and investors has been a compelling one. And it seems as though like the vast majority of breakout narratives in crypto in the short term are these like really primitive examples of AI, and X is plays a big part in that too. You know, like them being able to build a network themselves and talk to the world a certain way. And then like the automation of content has been a thing for a long time, but there's been no like economic exchange happening there. They don't really have influence in that way. So yeah, a lot of that will be interesting to watch the next couple months.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'd love to see an example of if there's one to see. I don't know if they've published.
There is one.
properly.
Yeah, there's one I saw a couple of weeks ago. The Farcast. Like there's a lot of stuff happening natively there because the wallets are integrated with the accounts. But one like basic example is there's a bot that you can send tokens to that have art attached to the tokens, and they'll either keep it or burn it. So it gives you an evaluation of the work, and it will say, I'm going to collect this and keep it, or I'm going to destroy it. And if it destroys it, that's a tax write-off for whatever the value of it was to you. If they keep it, then it's obviously attention for the work that's being displayed by this thing, that's being, you know, potentially carried by a more interesting narrative than you can tell by yourself. So just mad stuff happening. And then there's, you know, like what's the analogy? The shovels, sell shovels.
Picks and shovels.
Oh,
like,
during a
gold rush,
like Levi selling Levi's in the gold rush.
So there'll be an example of an agent that gets traction, and then the next week there'll be a factory to produce agents in that style, right? That interact with the world in that way, and then the same thing will happen. So there's like product market fit on the agent level, and then whatever made that interesting will get commoditized into a thing that can just spit them out, and then basically the market moves on from that because it becomes uninteresting, and then focus goes back to the novel new I mean this to go back to the last episode, the fart coin thing is Truth Terminal's idea. Do you know this?
No. Go on, what's this?
So I think we discussed it a couple of weeks ago. The Goatsy, the one that became a millionaire off the Goatsy coin, had an exchange with some Twitter account, and they came up with Fartcoin that got launched, and that is actually downstream of this agentic meta on Twitter. So like it goes all the way back to that. So the origin story of that is kind of more interesting than a random execution of the same idea. Like a kid in a basement coming up with that is less interesting than, oh, this robot trained on the entirety of humanity thinks the funniest and most viable thing to do is make Fartcoin. So just intellectual discussions on NIA as we have.
There we go.
There is something funny about that. You remember when Microsoft did that AI years and years ago, and it just like after like 2 hours, it was just like,
oh, the AI bot, the Tay
doing racial slurs
racist.
And just just complete like. It's funny how they are basically looking for lowest common denominator stuff. You know, like toilet humor is like universally
what can spread the most, right? I mean, this all goes back to the viral. This is why Tua.
Right.
I mean, I'm not saying everyone has been involved in the Tua, but they all know what's going on there.
Well, the fart coin, if you think about the
everyone's farted.
Exactly.
Even
man.
the Queen farted, you know what I mean?
requires, a certain
Two
level
participants.
of degeneracy. No, I'm saying as a narrative, there are certain members of society that should not be exposed to that,
Oh yeah. Fart
coin,
dude,
not the case.
Dude, my kid's been making fart jokes for the last 18 months. It's like he thinks they're hysterical.
Right. So
Bluey has fart jokes, like the TV show. But guys, I got a boogie.
So Trunk, go on.
Trunk, you got any last ones?
Yeah, I'll just wrap this up quickly, and then let's leave on a happy note for everyone for start 2025. But two things I look at, it'll take 10 seconds to say, is like I think the Trump vibe. I want to know if this DOGE.
Oh, good point.
I think America is set for a boom. I think America's lined up for a big boom. Having said that, the other side of the coin is a lot of Trumponomics will be quite inflationary. So we joked last week when Jack was mentioning the fundamentals of the fart coin. Somebody's like, they're going to cut rates with fart coin at $1 billion. It's like, they're cutting rates because they can't afford the cash pile, right? It's like, they're not Jerome Powell is not looking at fart coin.
It's a great, man, Morning Brew just did a great tweet. Did you guys see that?
No, pull that up. And the last thing I'll say is I think this is not investment advice, but I think there's a non-zero chance that BTC can absolutely moon next year. This is an Arthur Hayes thing.
Hang on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Talking of which,
no, but so like I was just saying, it's like BTC is gonna moon in the sense of like, unbelievable. All right, guys. So, all right, that's it. So happy New Year. Happy 2025.
Great chat, everyone.
Man.
We'll see you guys,
hope you guys
soon.
had a great time. We will see you guys next week. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Peace out.
Peace.